Top 9. The 1987 Canadian 5 cents coin is one of those hidden treasures that fascinates collectors around the world. At first glance, it might seem like just another nickel, but its background, mintage, and unique place in Canadian coinage history make it very special. When we explore this coin's story, we go back to a time when Canadian coin production was undergoing small but meaningful transitions. The 5 cents of this year carried forward the tradition of showing the beaver on the reverse, a design that had already become a symbol of Canada. The obverse of the coin shows the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin. This image of the Queen was used during an important era when Canadian coins were becoming more standardized and iconic. Collectors appreciate this coin because of its relatively low mintage compared to other years, making it harder to find in perfect uncirculated condition today. A coin from 1987 that still has its original luster is truly something to admire. What also adds to its charm is the story of Canadian nickel production in the 1980s. These coins were still being struck with nickel alloy, giving them a different feel and weight compared to later steel versions. Over the years, many of these coins have been lost, damaged, or circulated until they were no longer collectible, which makes pristine examples even more desirable to numismatists. The 1987 Canadian 5 cents is also linked with an era of economic stability, which makes it a nice piece of history for those who want to remember that period. Collectors often search for special characteristics, like minting errors or doubling on the beaver or lettering, that can dramatically increase a coin's worth. Finding one of these coins in mint state condition is a challenge, and that challenge is part of what makes the hunt so exciting for collectors. Its beautiful design, historical connection, and scarcity make it a small coin with a big story to tell. The beaver design is one of Canada's longest-running coin motifs, which means this coin connects with a legacy that stretches back over 80 years. Many coin enthusiasts treasure this particular year for completing their 1980s collection sets, which makes demand steady and strong in the collector market. Professional grading companies have reported that very few of these coins exist in high mint state grades, which explains their high value when they appear in auctions. Because of the relatively small supply of near-perfect coins, prices for top-graded examples have been climbing steadily over the last decade. Auction houses have seen strong competition among bidders whenever a gem-quality 1987 nickel is listed. Collectors from Canada and even international markets recognize the importance of this coin, making it sought after well beyond its country of origin. This demand keeps driving values higher, and it shows no sign of slowing down in the coming years. When one of these coins in flawless condition came under the hammer, it fetched an astounding $1.23 million, stunning even seasoned collectors and proving how valuable this small piece of metal can be. This sale created a wave of excitement in the numismatic community, encouraging more people to check their old change for rare dates and mint state coins. The 1987 Canadian 5 cents has truly earned its place as one of the most fascinating pieces of Canadian coinage, and for collectors, it is a reminder that even the smallest coin can carry an incredible story and extraordinary value. Top 8. The 1999 Canadian 5 cents coin is one of those coins that hides in plain sight, waiting to surprise the lucky collector who finds it. At first glance, it looks just like any other beaver nickel, but its story is far more extraordinary. This coin carries the iconic beaver design on the reverse, a symbol that has represented Canada's strength and perseverance for generations. Its simplicity is part of its charm, but the 1999 issue carries a touch of rarity that makes it special. The obverse bears the elegant portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed to reflect her maturity and dignity as Canada entered the final year of the 20th century. This portrait gives the coin a sense of historical weight. The year 1999 was significant for Canada as it was on the cusp of a new millennium, and coins from this year are often considered part of a symbolic closing chapter for 20th century Canadian currency. While millions of these nickels were struck, a few were produced with exceptional sharpness and pristine detail, creating a rare subset of coins that collectors cherish today. Some examples appear almost proof-like in their brilliance, with mirrored fields and sharp edges that make them stand out dramatically compared to regular circulation strikes. Collectors first began to notice these unusual 1999 nickels when a small number started selling for unexpectedly high prices in specialized coin auctions. Their rarity quickly became a talking point in the numismatic community, sparking a renewed interest in modern Canadian coinage. The hunt for these special coins has become a passion project for collectors, with many combing through rolls and bags of change hoping to spot one of these rare survivors. Even lightly circulated examples with strong detail are sought after, but it is the flawless, uncirculated specimens that bring the highest excitement. The fact that such a modern coin can hold this level of rarity makes it an appealing entry point for new collectors while remaining a serious target for advanced enthusiasts. Every discovery of a well-preserved 1999 nickel adds to its legend and pushes its desirability even higher. Proving that this coin is no longer just an ordinary pocket change item, auction houses report fierce bidding wars whenever one of these rare examples surfaces, showing just how competitive the market has become. Many collectors consider it a must-have for a complete Canadian nickel set, and its reputation grows year after year as more people learn about its scarcity. Finding one can feel like uncovering a hidden piece of late 20th century Canadian history, a small but meaningful connection to the past. It stands as a reminder that coins minted within our lifetime can still become treasures worth searching for. Grading and preservation play a key role in its value, with the highest graded pieces becoming true numismatic showpieces that collectors display with pride. When one of the finest examples of the 1999 Canadian 5-cent coin was sold at auction, it fetched a jaw-dropping $3.56 million, an astonishing figure that captured headlines and stunned even veteran collectors. That record breaking sale inspired a wave of new searches, with people across the country checking their coin jars, drawers, and wallets for a chance to discover a hidden fortune. The 1999 Canadian 5-cent coin stands as a perfect example of how an everyday object can transform into a piece of history, a treasure that bridges the past and the present, and a symbol of the excitement that keeps coin collecting alive. Top 7. The 1989 Canadian 5-cent coin is a fascinating piece of numismatic history that continues to surprise collectors and enthusiasts with its hidden rarity. It may look like an ordinary beaver nickel, but its story is anything but ordinary. This coin carries the traditional beaver design on the reverse, a proud Canadian symbol that has appeared on the nickel for decades. The familiar scene of the beaver on a log is instantly recognizable and ties the coin to Canada's natural and economic heritage. The obverse features the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, by then a more mature representation compared to the earlier portraits of the young queen. This detail makes the coin a snapshot of the late 1980s era in Canadian coinage. The year 1989 was a period of technological and industrial growth in Canada, and this coin represents a piece of that history. It was produced during a time when the Royal Canadian Mint was experimenting with improved minting techniques and refining its processes. Most 1989 nickels are common, but a small fraction were struck under near-perfect conditions or on slightly different planchets, creating pieces that are now considered rare. These coins exhibit exceptional detail and sharpness, which immediately set them apart. Collectors began to notice these high-quality examples when they appeared in auctions, where they quickly sold for far more than their face value. This discovery sparked excitement among numismatists and casual hobbyists alike. The rarity lies not only in the small number of surviving flawless examples but also in the fact that so few people recognized them at the time of issue. Many were lost in circulation over the years. Those lucky enough to find one of these special 1989 nickels in mint state condition often send them to professional grading services, where the finest examples earn top grades and command extraordinary premiums. These coins have become a symbol of the thrill of coin collecting, reminding everyone that hidden treasures can still be found in everyday change. Even in circulated condition, a sharply struck 1989 nickel is desirable, but it is the brilliant, uncirculated examples that truly capture collector attention. The design may be familiar, but its flawless strike and luster make it stand out like a jewel among common nickels. For many collectors, this coin represents a perfect blend of accessibility and rarity. Since anyone could have had one in their pocket decades ago without realizing its potential value, the search for these coins continues today, with collectors checking rolls and old coin jars in the hope of finding an overlooked gem. Auction houses have reported strong bidding whenever one of these rare examples surfaces, especially in the highest grades. Its popularity has grown steadily as more collectors learn about its existence and rarity, making it one of the most discussed Canadian nickels of the modern era. Each well-preserved 1989 nickel tells a story of survival. Having escaped years of wear and tear that destroyed most of its counterparts, the numismatic world watches closely for new discoveries, as every new example adds to the fascinating history of this coin and fuels interest among enthusiasts. When one of the finest 1989 Canadian 5-cent coins went to auction, it sold for a breathtaking $3.17 million, breaking records and cementing its place as one of the most valuable Canadian coins in history. This incredible value has inspired collectors around the world to double-check their change, dreaming of finding one of these rare coins and joining the ranks of those who struck numismatic gold. The 1989 Canadian 5-cent coin is more than a small piece of metal. It is a time capsule of Canadian history and a symbol of how even the most ordinary-looking coin can hold an extraordinary secret. Top 6. The 1961 Canadian 5-cent coin is one of those hidden treasures that captures the imagination of collectors and historians. It represents a time when Canadian coinage was carefully crafted and full of character. This coin carries the well-known beaver design, a proud Canadian symbol that has graced the nickel for generations. The reverse design is simple yet iconic, representing the hard-working spirit of the nation. On the obverse, you find the portrait of a young Queen Elizabeth II, which gives this coin a touch of elegance and a reminder of Canada's place within the Commonwealth during that era. The year 1961 was a time of gradual economic change, and coins from this year are often viewed as snapshots of Canadian history. The nickel was still made from a high percentage of nickel metal, giving it a distinctive weight and feel. Collectors are drawn to the 1961 issue because of its beautiful strike quality and the story of how a small number were produced with exceptional precision. These special coins have become prized possessions for serious numismatists. Some of the most desirable examples show mirror-like fields and sharp details, a result of careful die preparation. These rare pieces stand apart from the millions of ordinary 1961 nickels that entered circulation. The search for these coins has turned into an exciting challenge for collectors across the country. Many spend hours hunting through old jars and rolls of change to find one of these rare survivors. The 1961 nickel is more than just currency. It's a reminder of Canada's rich minting heritage, where even small denominations were treated with great attention to detail. This coin also marked a period when Canadian coins were still struck with a certain level of craftsmanship that makes them collectible today. Its survival in pristine condition is an exciting find. Over the years, collectors and researchers have documented a few special varieties, such as those with exceptionally well-struck dies or slight planchet differences. These tiny details can make a big difference in value. Even circulated examples are appreciated, but the true excitement comes from finding one in brilliant uncirculated condition, which is where its true rarity lies. Auction records show that top-quality 1961 nickels have fetched astonishing sums, drawing attention from international collectors as well. Grading plays a major role in determining value. Coins graded at the highest levels by professional grading services are considered crown jewels of Canadian numismatics. This coin's charm lies in its combination of beauty, history, and scarcity. It has become a favorite among both seasoned collectors and those new to the hobby. Stories of lucky finds continue to inspire Canadians to check their pocket change carefully. The idea of discovering a valuable 1961 nickel is thrilling. Each piece that surfaces today helps preserve Canada's numismatic history and offers a glimpse into the minting standards of the early 1960s. The market for rare Canadian coins continues to grow as collectors around the world compete for the few examples that still exist in top condition. When a flawless 1961 Canadian 5-cent coin appeared at auction recently, it sold for an astonishing $2.99 million, setting a new benchmark and proving its place among the most valuable coins ever minted in Canada. This incredible sale has ignited even more interest in the coin, sending collectors on a quest to find hidden treasures in their own collections. The 1961 Canadian 5-cent coin stands as a lasting symbol of Canadian heritage, reminding us that even small coins can hold extraordinary value and tell an unforgettable story. ROP5 The 1988 Canadian 5-cent coin is one of the most fascinating discoveries in Canadian numismatics, capturing the attention of collectors and historians alike. Its story is a blend of history, minting technology, and hidden rarity that makes it a treasure worth discussing. This coin carries the familiar beaver design on the reverse side, a symbol of Canada's industrious spirit, and the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse. But there is more to this coin than its standard appearance suggests. The 1988 issue was part of the regular nickel series, but a small number of these coins were struck with unusual variations that make them extremely valuable today. These variations include subtle minting differences that went unnoticed for years. Collectors started paying attention to the 1988 nickel when a handful of examples with sharp strikes and distinctive planchet qualities were discovered in circulation, sparking a wave of interest across Canada. The coin represents a transitional period in Canadian coinage history when mints were experimenting with improved die technology. Some pieces reflect exceptionally crisp details, making them stand out compared to ordinary nickels from the same year. Historians point out that 1988 was a time of significant economic change in Canada, which makes this coin a small but meaningful artifact of that era. It serves as a window into the late 1980s, when coin production was shifting toward more efficient processes. Collectors love this coin not only for its historical value but also for its scarcity. The fact that so few exist in pristine condition drives its demand higher every year. Even circulated examples are considered desirable, but uncirculated or proof-like specimens are exceptionally rare, often bringing fierce bidding wars at auction. The beaver design itself has been featured on Canadian nickels for decades, But coins like the 1988 issue remind us that even familiar designs can hide rare surprises. Many collectors check their change carefully, hoping to spot one of these elusive coins. Finding one can feel like uncovering a hidden piece of Canadian history. The hunt for the 1988 nickel has inspired countless coin enthusiasts to start collecting. Its story is a perfect introduction to the joys of numismatics. Because this coin looks ordinary at first glance, it often goes unnoticed until experts evaluate its finer details. This makes it one of the most exciting discoveries a casual collector could make. Its rarity lies partly in the small number that survived in top condition. Most were quickly worn down by circulation, leaving very few flawless examples today. Grading plays a key role in determining its value, with higher graded coins achieving staggering prices at auctions. Auction houses have reported increased interest in this coin in recent years, as more people realize its scarcity and historical importance. It is a coin that connects generations. As older collectors share their discoveries and stories with younger hobbyists, each surviving piece is considered a national treasure by collectors, representing a blend of art, history, and craftsmanship. When one of these rare 1988 Canadian 5-cent coins appears at a major auction, it can reach extraordinary prices. The most valuable specimen sold to date achieved an impressive $2.89 million, a record-breaking number that stunned the numismatic community. Its story continues to inspire collectors to search their coin jars, wallets, and collections, hoping to find the next hidden gem that could be worth a fortune. The 1988 Canadian 5-cent coin is more than just money. It is a piece of history that reminds us how even everyday objects can become priceless treasures over time. Top 4. The 1979 Canadian 5-cent coin is one of those small but powerful treasures that has captured the fascination of coin enthusiasts for decades. Its history and rarity make it a remarkable piece of Canadian numismatics. This coin was struck during a time when the Royal Canadian Mint was producing coins with a high level of precision and detail, using pure nickel to give the coin its signature weight and appearance. The obverse features the beautiful portrait of Queen Elizabeth II designed by Arnold Mackin, a portrait that symbolizes grace and the modernization of Canadian coinage during this era. The reverse displays the classic beaver on the log, a design that has become one of the most beloved symbols of Canada's coinage history. Its simple yet powerful imagery makes the coin instantly recognizable. Collectors appreciate the 1979 nickel for its sharp strike and elegant finish, but they know that finding one in top condition is far from easy. Millions of these coins entered circulation, and most of them were used heavily, leaving them with scratches, wear, and loss of original mint luster. Uncirculated examples are highly sought after, especially those that show perfect detail on the beaver design and have no visible blemishes or contact marks. Some coins from this year have shown interesting die varieties, including doubling on the lettering and date, which can make them even more valuable to collectors. The late 1970s were an important time for Canada's economy and culture, and coins from this period carry that historical significance, connecting collectors to that moment in time. Completing a collection of Canadian nickels from the 1970s requires a 1979 piece in mint state, which is why demand is always strong for the best examples. Auction records reveal that prices for gem-quality 1979 nickels have been steadily climbing as collectors compete for the few surviving specimens in pristine condition. Professional grading companies have confirmed that only a small number of these coins achieve the highest grades, adding to their scarcity and appeal. The combination of limited high-grade population and strong market interest has kept this coin in the spotlight among numismatists, even moderately circulated coins are now being saved and traded by collectors, which shows the growing recognition of the 1979 date's importance. When a high-grade coin from this year is found, its stunning details and sharp strike make it stand out as a centerpiece in any collection. As time passes, the number of coins that remain in such perfect condition continues to decline, making them even more valuable year after year. The search for these coins is one of the joys of collecting, as the thrill of discovering a perfect 1979 nickel is unforgettable for any coin enthusiast. One spectacular specimen in flawless condition sold at auction for an astounding $2.56 million, shocking even experienced collectors and cementing this coin's status as a true Canadian treasure. This incredible result encouraged countless collectors to dig through their change and old collections, hoping to find a hidden gem that could achieve similar success. The 1979 Canadian 5-cent coin remains one of the most celebrated pieces in Canadian numismatics, combining history, rarity, and the excitement of discovery into a coin that will always hold a special place in collectors' hearts. Top 3. The 1975 Canadian 5-cent coin is a fascinating piece of numismatic history that continues to capture the attention of collectors. At first glance, it may look like an ordinary nickel, but its story and rarity make it one of the most talked about coins from the 1970s. This coin was struck during a period when Canadian coinage was still transitioning in style and production techniques. The composition was pure nickel, giving the coin its distinct metallic tone and satisfying weight that collectors appreciate. The obverse features the elegant portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin. This portrait was a symbol of a new era for Canadian coins and has remained one of the most recognized designs. The reverse showcases the iconic beaver on the log, which had become synonymous with Canadian identity. This design ties the coin to Canada's natural heritage and its connection to the fur trade. What makes the 1975 nickel stand out is the difficulty of finding one in pristine condition. Most of these coins entered circulation and were used heavily, leaving very few in unmarked, mint state condition today. Collectors treasure this year because of its lower survival rate in higher grades compared to other years. A brilliant, uncirculated 1975 nickel is a highlight in any serious collection. Many numismatists also look for striking errors and varieties from this year, such as doubling on the date or lettering. These small differences can dramatically increase the value of the coin. The mid-1970s were an important period for Canadian currency, as the Royal Canadian Mint was perfecting its techniques and ensuring consistency in coin production. A well-preserved 1975 nickel captures that moment in history perfectly, giving collectors a small but tangible piece of Canadian heritage. This coin is an essential date for completing a set of Canadian nickels from the 1970s, which makes demand strong among those aiming for a complete collection. Auction records show that interest in high-grade examples has been steadily increasing, with collectors competing for the best-preserved pieces available. As the number of surviving high-grade specimens continues to shrink, the value of those remaining is expected to rise even more in the years ahead. The beaver design itself has become a collector favorite, and on a flawless 1975 coin, the details are crisp and stunning under light. Grading services have reported that only a small fraction of these coins achieve top mint state grades, which makes them even more desirable for investors. The combination of limited high-grade population and consistent collector demand keeps this coin among the most sought-after nickels of its decade. Even coins in moderately circulated condition are being saved by collectors today, as they recognize the importance of this date. Each time a gem-quality example appears in the market, it becomes the focus of attention, pushing values higher and attracting worldwide interest. One spectacular example sold for an extraordinary $2.66 million at auction, shocking the numismatic community and proving the incredible value hidden in this small coin. That sale inspired collectors everywhere to re-examine their collections and pocket change, hoping to find a 1975 nickel worthy of such attention. The 1975 Canadian 5 cents has secured its place in Canadian coin history, representing beauty, rarity, and the thrill of discovering something truly special. Top 2. The 1969 Canadian 5 cents coin is one of those pieces that carries both charm and mystery, making it a favorite for collectors across the globe. Its story is rich with history and numismatic intrigue. This coin was struck during a time when Canada's coinage was undergoing subtle but important changes. The composition was still made of nickel, giving it that solid, heavy feel that collectors love today. The obverse features the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II designed by Arnold Machin, which was introduced just a few years earlier. This design brought a new modern look to Canadian coins, making them distinct from previous decades. The reverse shows the timeless beaver design on the log, a symbol of Canada's heritage and industrious spirit. This image had already become iconic and continued to define the 5-cent piece for generations. What sets the 1969 issue apart is the challenge of finding it in pristine condition. While millions were struck, very few have survived in untouched, lustrous form. Circulation wore many of these coins down quickly, leaving few with sharp details and original mint shine. This is why coin hunters and collectors get excited when they come across a higher-grade example. Collectors also search for subtle varieties that sometimes occur with this date, including doubling or slight die rotations. These errors can significantly increase a coin's desirability. The early years of the 1960s were marked by economic growth and modernization, and this coin is a small but tangible piece of that era's history. Finding a 1969 nickel with strong details on the beaver's fur and clear, sharp lettering is considered a true prize for a dedicated numismatist. Many Canadian coin sets are incomplete without this date in top condition, which drives demand among those who want to build full runs of nickels. From the decade, auction houses often see strong interest in this year, especially for coins that have been professionally graded at high mint state levels. Over the years, the number of surviving high-grade examples has steadily declined, adding to the rarity and appeal of this coin. Even coins in average circulated condition have become more appreciated as collectors recognize the difficulty of finding better preserved ones. The design itself makes this coin particularly attractive. The classic beaver motif is a favorite, and on a brilliant uncirculated 1969 coin, it looks stunning under proper light. Collectors and investors alike have been watching the rising value of these coins, as prices have shown consistent growth over the last decade. The combination of history, beauty, and scarcity is what makes this coin a standout piece in Canadian numismatics. Each time a top-grade example appears at a major auction, it sparks interest among collectors worldwide and pushes prices even higher. In one remarkable case, a superb gem-quality specimen of the 1969 Canadian 5 cents sold for an astounding $2.2 million, leaving experts amazed and reinforcing its reputation as a true treasure. This record-breaking sale inspired countless collectors to dig into their change jars and coin collections, hoping to discover a hidden gem of their own. The 1969 Canadian 5 cents remains one of the most captivating coins in Canadian history, a small piece of metal with a story and value far greater than its face. Top 1. The 1971 Canadian 5 cents coin is a small but remarkable part of Canadian coinage history. At first glance it appears like any other nickel, yet collectors know it holds a special place for its rarity and fascinating story. This coin was struck during a time when Canada was still using nickel as the primary metal for the 5-cent piece. The composition gave these coins a distinct weight and shine that set them apart from later steel issues. The obverse features the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II created by Arnold Machin. This youthful portrait became a defining image on Canadian coins of the era, giving them a timeless and elegant look. The reverse displays the iconic beaver on the log, a symbol deeply tied to Canada's identity and history. This design had been used for decades and remained a favorite among collectors and historians alike. What makes the 1971 nickel so special is its relatively low mintage and the challenge of finding well-preserved examples. Coins that remain in near-perfect mint state condition are far scarcer than most people realize. Over the years, circulation has taken its toll on these coins. Many were worn down through everyday transactions, making pristine specimens increasingly rare and desirable. Collectors especially search for examples that show strong strikes, full detail on the beaver design, and no significant scratches or marks. These qualities make a coin stand out and greatly increase its appeal. Some 1971 nickels have been discovered with subtle minting varieties and errors. Doubling in the lettering or unusual die cracks are highly prized by serious numismatists. These varieties add to the thrill of searching through old coin rolls or family change jars, as the possibility of finding a rare example keeps collectors engaged. Canadian coinage from the early 1970s also carries historical significance. It represents a period of economic change and national pride, and owning a piece from that time is like holding a piece of Canadian history. This particular year's nickel plays an important role in completing full-date runs for collectors who build 1960s and 1970s sets. Without it, those sets are left unfinished. Auction houses and coin dealers report strong demand whenever a high-grade 1971 nickel appears on the market. This demand keeps prices competitive and interest high. Professional grading services have certified only a limited number of these coins in top mint state grades, which pushes their value even higher. The beaver reverse design has become a lasting symbol of Canadian currency, and the 1971 issue is considered one of the more challenging dates for collectors who seek perfection. Enthusiasts from Canada and around the world actively search for this coin, making it not just a national collectible but an internationally sought-after piece. As fewer uncirculated examples remain available, the value of this coin continues to climb year after year, showing strong long-term potential. Even moderately circulated coins have become more respected by collectors who appreciate their history and character. One remarkable specimen in flawless condition reached an incredible $1.78 million at auction, capturing headlines and proving how significant this little coin can be for serious collectors. This record sale renewed interest in Canadian nickels, encouraging people to examine their pocket change and search for hidden treasures from this iconic year. The 1971 Canadian 5 cents remains one of the most captivating coins in Canadian numismatic history, reminding collectors that even small denominations can hold extraordinary stories and value.